Várjál ez.
A construction worker is working the graveyard shift at a warehouse when something very strange is caught on camera. This footage was posted by X-Alien97, who works security at a construction site where the following chilling incident had taken
X-Alien97?
place. X-Alien says that ever since showing this video to the people who work there, employees have been on edge.
A
They
legjobb
fear
nevet
that they
választotta
too
ahhoz,
will
hogy mindenki
experience
elhiggye
this
az egészet.
terrifying encounter. In a very short video, X-Alien recounts the events
Ez
that
úgy
night.
néz ki, mint az a...
So I work security at this construction site, right? We got all the trucks. We got these real things right here. There you go. One of these. These things are heavy. Just a little backstory. It was a construction worker that he needed help pushing one of these. He says a guy came up to him, another worker, and he says, I got you. Just guide me and I'll push it for you. So I said, okay, cool. So he was guiding him. He kept telling him, back it up, back it up, back it up. And he was pushing it. When they were done, he went around the reel to tell him thank you. And he says that he was gone.
Now the scariest part about this story is that when the worker had one day gone up to the main office of the building, he noticed a particular memorial photo of the workers who used to work at the company. In this photo, he saw the man who had helped him push the reel. Eerily, the photo says he had passed away in 2015. The following is the video of what's believed to be the ghost of the ex-employee caught on camera.
Igen, csúszkások.
Eerily enough, the person who was helping the worker with the reel suddenly disappears. According to the worker, he had walked around to thank the man for helping him, but to his shock, he was no longer there. It's as though he seemingly vanished into thin air. Given the story provided by the security guard, could it be that this worker had encountered the spirit of a deceased ex-employee? Or might there be some logical explanation for this truly odd occurrence? As with most videos, this one has yet to be solved.
Jó, hát bedőlt egy kicsit, tudjatok, de egyébként azért tehát átlátott felette annyira, hogy ne kelljen megkerülnie ahhoz, hogy megköszönje, az tényleg kicsit ez, de...
But even without knowing its origin, the footage is no less scary. The story goes that a man who lives in a village near the Swiss Alps heard strange noises coming from the mountainous region. He decides to climb the mountain and find the source of these unusual sounds. When he gets to the top, he's immensely frightened by what he sees. This is the video he took.
But why?
Ne znam da li je moguće. Ne znam da ste vidli. Ili mislim možda što sam sam ovde. Kao da mi se učinilo. Ne znam da ste vidli.
Ebből bazd meg aztán semmit nem látni, ember.
Ništa se ne vidi.
Hát igen, pontosan, semmit nem látunk.
Ništa ne vidim I dalje.
Hát mi se. Aha. Ez a két nyilat legalább látjuk. Típuzó két alak. Az ember bazd meg egy pixelt nem látok, bazd meg, aztán bármi lehet ott.
Čini mi se kao da je mrdnulo malo.
Amint a videó alapján tényleg úgy néz ki, mintha lenne ott valami. Amint hogy két...
The man sees what appears to
Bármi.
be two giant figures standing in the distance. Even more chilling is the fact that the figures seem to be moving ever so slightly, confirming that they weren't statues, but instead something else entirely. The man believes that these might have been angels or an entity of some sort, as he felt a sense of peace and believed that the figures meant no harm. Yet when looking at the video through an infrared lens, the figures don't appear to be fake or CGI'd. Whatever had been on top of this mountain seems to have actually been there. But, like always, you be the judge on whether or not something supernatural was captured.
Jó, tegyük fel, hogy tényleg ott van az a valami, ami van. Meg tényleg nem... de akkor se látunk semmit, bazd meg bármi lehet.
Just what exactly had been on top of this mountain?
Amint, hogy ez már... Tehát, hogy itt annyira rossz a minőség, hogy mármint amit itt látunk, abból így rá tudjuk mondani, hogy itt valami, mit tudom én, csuhások fapapucsba a hegy tetején itt izének az oszlopot, de hát ez, hogy...
Whether or not something supernatural was captured. Just what exactly had been on top of this mountain? On December 31st of 2022, 3 policemen were dispatched to a house after receiving a call from a neighbor who reported that loud, strange noises were coming from inside. The neighbor stated that they heard deep, guttural noises and piercing screeches that were unlike anything they'd ever heard. When the police arrived, they were deeply disturbed by what they found. Now, the video itself was taken by a paramedic who was immediately called to the scene. As it turns out, the police requested immediate medical care as they were unprepared to deal with the situation at hand. They had no idea that the house they were in once belonged to a family of cannibals who enjoyed butchering human flesh and making exotic dishes that consisted of human remains. This cannibalistic family has since passed away, but their house still remains in its shabby condition in a small town located in Greater Poland. On the night of New Year's Eve in 2022, a 20-year-old woman named Kamilka had been inside the house with a couple of friends. They were all playing with the Ouija board with the intent of conjuring the spirits of the cannibalistic family and the victims they consumed. This was a bad idea.
Megérett a világ a pusztulásra, bazd meg.
Began acting erratically and extremely feral before barricading herself inside a room. Something had gone terribly wrong. According to her friends, Kamilka had seemingly become possessed. When the police came, they were left highly unnerved by what they saw. This is what was caught.
Jezu, jak to ona tak warczy? Ja pierdzielę. No, totalnie.
Pierdolę, ja dostaję tylko 5000 zł, kurwa, tam. Idź pan do...
Uważaj.
Kamilka! Kamila!
Ona jest nad nami u góry, od góry coś widzi. Nie? Drut ma jakiś.
Terrified by Kamilka's
Ez biztos csak igazoltod.
the police are unable to go inside and save her. So, as a final attempt to get her out, they head outside and place a ladder against the side of the room where she hides. This, however, did not go as expected.
Hát mert ez aztán sokkal jobb ötlet, bazd meg.
Tu jesteś, dzikuska. Chodź, misiu. Nie bardziej jak świnia, kurwa. Chodź.
Kurva, ugye az is benne volt.
Alstuk, Kamilka.
Így kell kicsalogatni.
Kamilka, gdzie widzę?
Kamilka.
Kamilka.
Mit nem értesz, ilyen? Az a durva, hogy ebben a házban kanibálok éltek, akik meghaltak, és idejöttek drogozni a kölkök, aztán úgy viselkedik a nő, mint hogyha nem csak drog lenne, érted?
Kamilka, dziecko cię woła. Kamilka. Wiktoria cię woła.
The police tell Kamilka that her daughter Victoria's with them as an attempt to lure her out of the room, but this didn't seem to work, given that she still stayed inside. Unfortunately, not much else is caught on camera as the video ends abruptly, but according to the paramedic who shot the video, Kamilka was eventually taken to the hospital. Strangely enough, it was upon arriving at the hospital that she started acting normal again. After being thoroughly examined by a psychiatrist, Kamilka showed no signs of any psychiatric
Na
disorders.
tessék.
Her blood was also checked for any intoxicating substances that could explain her strange behavior, but no traces of any drugs were found in her system. To this day, Kamilka's family
Nem drogozott,
or
na?
friends could
Most
explain
akkor mi
what
van?
happened
Rossz volt a
inside that
teszt is?
house.
Persze, a
All they
teszt is
know
rossz volt.
is that her family wishes to never see their daughter ever like this
Megjátszotta?
again. Whether Kamilka was possessed or if she had a temporary psychosis remains a mystery. In a previous video, I talked about a family in India who
Erre
has been
emlékeztek,
documenting
igen.
unusual events inside their home. The family has seen more than just a couple of things move on their own, but also other small incidents that seem to hint at something way bigger and perhaps dangerous. From their house being suddenly infested with hundreds of maggots, which appeared out of nowhere as they played holy music throughout the house, to occasionally hearing the pitter-patter of invisible footsteps late at night, the family can't help but think that a curse has been placed on their home. They believe that ever since letting go of the maid who took care of them, strange things have been happening. The maid, according to them, is responsible for the strange activity. Although having seen some crazy things, it's the most recent occurrence that's by far the strangest.
Erre emlékszem, ez volt a legbiztosabb, ugye?
It's the most
Az a
recent
futás.
occurrence, activity.
Ilyen gyors sétafutás.
It's crazy things. It's the most recent occurrence that's by far the strangest. It's late at night when the family is woken up by mysterious noises. This is what was caught.
रुको मैं भी हूँ
नहीं तुम बच्चे के साथ रहो नहीं तो वो डरेगा
Daddy? Did that go?
नो मामा यू टेक केयर ऑफ मामी डैडी विल कम सून
Úgy nagyon baj, hogyha bármelyik ilyenek közül amúgy igaz. Amúgy lehet, hogy ezt a videót már láttuk amúgy külön.
पूरा सामान गिरा हुआ है
Ez nyilván igaz amúgy, ezt tuti. De mondjuk jobb ilyen, jobb vele viccelni. Hát ezt a két kezével vette föl a fickó. Élőbe.
इधर भी पूरा कवर गिरा हुआ है
Mysteriously, a mess has been made throughout the house. But most chilling of all is the video of how it all happened, which was captured by the security camera inside their living room. Take a look.
Aki nem látta volna, a piros nyílt nézzetek. És most eldönti a vizét is.
Naturally, the family was left unnerved, but they were left even more so by an incident that took place only a few days later. It's past midnight when this is captured.
Persze, mert elrejtette a szellem a piros nyilat is utána. Igen, mondjuk az kellemesebb lenne, hogy mondjuk te ott hagyod a kupit a konyhába, és akkor így para, érted, hogy másnapra így el van mosogatva, vagy minden, de így lassan. Ja, a szopós szellem. Hát az volt, nem? Volt olyan a Paxának a videójában, amikor ott a csatornát hallgatták, ott bemondta, nem? A szellem, hogy szobd le az öreget, nem? Vagy valami ilyesmi.
Please stay outside, please. Just scared me.
Similar to a previous incident experienced by the family, the sound of small footsteps are heard running about without a trace. Now, given that the family has experienced this before, the family's not as scared or phased as when they first encountered this. It would be the following incident, however, that changes that.
Hát az érted, kitalálják,
Only a
hogy
few
mit tudom
nights
én.
later,
Ez
this was
az
captured.
öreg, az mit tudom én, a faszi kitalálja, hogy ilyeneket csinál, aztán egyszer csak így, nem tudom. Egyre jobban benne van, aztán a YouTube csati fölrak egy ilyen videót, meg látja, hogy nézik sokan, aztán elkezdenek ezzel bohóckodni, biztos van ilyen. Hát az sem biztos, hogy pörög a Dell, de saját szórakoztatásra is csinálhat ilyet bárki. De benne van, hogy pörög is. Jó, meg hát nyilván ezekben a videókból nem lehet megmondani semmit. De azért vannak olyan videók, amiket itt láttunk, amire azt mondod, hogy azért tényleg para. Most erre inkább azt mondod, hogy mit tudom én, nagyon jól megrendezték itt az egészet, de valamire azt mondom én is, hogy valószínűleg ugyanígy kamud, viszont nem is úgy hihetőbb, hanem így, hát hihetőbb is, de para is. Segre ült.
The father is seemingly pushed by an unseen force. He quickly falls over while seeming a bit disoriented as he tries his best to figure out what just happened. It is only seconds later that he realizes that something had touched him. While the family continues to document these chilling occurrences, Viewers continue to suggest that they move out of the house as soon as possible. The family does plan on doing that, but it won't be anytime soon, as they have to make certain arrangements before doing so.
Az a legjobb amúgy.
Unfortunately, for now, the family has to endure whatever strange occurrence is thrown at them. Just like
Ez a legjobb, tehát hogy mondták neki, hogy költözenek el, de hát el akarnak költözni, és el is fognak, de még nem tudnak.
before, there have yet to be more updates on the situation of this family. If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video. Marcos Garcia is the owner of a small car shop that is currently operated by just one mechanic. This mechanic is the only employee at this workshop, and it was just recently that he received a car from a customer who needed repairs on the vehicle. Ever since receiving this car though, strange things have been happening around the place.
Hát itt az meg bármi
Both the
történhet.
business owner and the mechanic
Hát ebből, amit itt
that is
előadtak,
currently
hogy
operated by just one mechanic.
ebből a történetből
This
itt aztán
mechanic
bármi
is
lehet.
the only employee at this workshop.
Ez
It
még
was
egy
just
jó
recently that he
sztori is
received a
lehetne egy
car from a
filmhez.
customer who needed repairs on the vehicle. Ever since receiving this car though, strange things have been happening around the place. Both the business owner and the mechanic believe that there's something quite mysterious about this car. They don't know what it is, but they have a slight suspicion that it might be the reason as to why unexplainable things have been happening recently. This vehicle, according to them, scares them. Although feeling creeped out by the car's presence, they don't think much of it and carry on with their daily assignments. But then one day, a very peculiar incident is caught on camera. Marcos, the business owner, is watching over the shop through a security camera when he notices the mechanic acting very strange. The old man was moving in such a way that it made him feel very unsettled. But when the mechanic was asked as to what he was doing, he replied that he was talking to the client who had dropped off the creepy car. Marcos, though, found this very unusual. The video Marcos had seen tells a different story.
Nincs
This
rajta a
is what he
felvétel.
saw.
Oye, este weón se volvió loco. Estoy revisando por la cámara del taller de mi teléfono, estoy en mi casa. Y este maestro está hablando solo. No cacho qué onda.
De mi van akkor,
La
hogyha
verdad que no
nem?
cacho qué onda. No, está hablando solo. Le voy a preguntar por cámara qué está haciendo. A ver, vamos a preguntar. ¿Sabes que consígueme el teléfono con la Connie, porfa? ¿Pero con quién habla, weón? ¿Aló? Oye, disculpa, pero ¿con quién estás hablando?
Con don Carlos me está viendo, pasando el presupuesto y explicando el tema del accidente que tuvo anoche en la carretera. Entonces me está viendo el presupuesto y estoy
Oye.
explicándole lo que le estoy diciendo.
Oye, cálmate. ¿Qué, don Carlos?
Cálmate.
Oye, escúchame un poquito.
Escúchame,
¿Tú me estás hablando del accidente
Cálmate.
anoche?
Cálmate.
Juan, me estáis huellando, ¿cierto?
No, pues estoy con don Carlos aquí, pues. Le estoy explicándole todo.
Oye, ¿podéis subir? ¿Sabes qué? Oye, es que no estáis hablando con nadie, viejo.
No, pues siempre se tengo que ir aquí al frente mío, pues.
No estás hablando con nadie, Juan, y ayer los que chocaron murieron todos.
Le estoy diciendo, desde que lo caí.
Juan, no estás con nadie, sube y ven a ver las cámaras, tengo todo grabado.
No, que no sea así, pues, cabrón.
Sube, viejo, sube, vente al tiro. Si no estás con nadie, Juan.
Para. Es que el caballero le acabó escuchándome esto. Me está
Viejo, no, tengo grabado, vente por favor, vente.
Confused and slightly unsettled by the old man's behavior, Marcos immediately calls him to ask what exactly is happening. To his shock,
Mondjuk
the
kitehette
mechanic
volna
replies that
ezért, nem?
Carlos, the
Hangosra.
client who had dropped off the car days ago, was visiting him to discuss details about his car and a racing accident that occurred the night before. Marcos was chilled to his core. Hearing him mention the racing accident from last night was beyond strange. As it turns out, Carlos, the client, had passed away in a terrible street racing accident the night before. The mechanic had not been aware of this incident until recently. The question is though, how exactly did he come to learn about this news? Could it be that the alleged spirit of Carlos had paid the mechanic a visit?
megfejtette, ja.
Is the so-called haunted car responsible for this? Or is this simply a case of someone who's become slightly unhinged from doing too much work at the shop?
Szeszignó. Na,
Just
Dank
like
megfejtette,
Marcos,
meg ezt kellett
viewers
volna
believe
tényleg.
that
Ennyi.
something supernatural was
Adom.
caught on camera. Michelle A. and her small family live in a suburban home in Long Island, New York. Both she and her husband are happily raising 4 children while simultaneously running a traveling petting zoo. Although living a busy lifestyle, Michelle and her husband always make sure to prioritize the needs of their children. Given how much they care for their safety, they install a nanny cam inside their baby daughter's bedroom. One night, while looking over at the baby monitor, something downright spooky is caught on camera.
Jó, nézzük a lehetet.
Michelle says that her baby daughter typically sleeps through the night, and if she were to wake up, she would usually cry out for her mother. But on this night, something unexpected happens. Watch.
Ezek a kölkök, bazzák.
Michelle says that her daughter appears to be pointing at something in the dark.
És egy órán
What's
keresztül
even more
esik a
odd
gyerekből,
is that her
meg.
baby daughter was laughing and pointing at something for about an hour or so before going back to sleep. It's because of this clip that Michelle thinks that her daughter has encountered something paranormal. According to her, her daughter was seeing something that we couldn't. Whatever it was that her daughter was seeing, Michelle hopes that it was nothing serious or anything that should be a cause for concern.
Jó, hát benne
Who
vannak, hogy
knows
csak
as
ennyi,
to
de
whether or not
attól
her
még így
daughter
látod a
had
videót,
actually
és
seen
így...
something that night. But like always, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time.
Na, nézzünk egy utcsót. Basszus hakszor. Basszus hakszor.
The following video shows a couple who are getting ready for bed when something downright terrifying is caught on camera. The footage comes from an indoor home security camera that the couple had installed inside their bedroom. After the chilling events of that night, they sent this video to a friend who looked it over and concluded that what happened in their home is beyond explanation.
Csak egy pillanatot, tehát hogy állítsuk meg.
To a friend who looked it.
Tehát aki nem, az a baj, ott a kamera. Mármint, hogy én vagyok ott a kamera. Érted? De hogy aki nem látja, annak megállítottam, hogy ide van írva, hogy ez a barát keze. Ez. Itt. Ez a kék. Itt. Csak hogy a kamera oda volt, és nem biztos, hogy mindenki tudja, hogy ez a barát keze. Ez. Itt. Jó. Mehet.
It over and concluded that what happened in their home is beyond explanation. Needless to say, the friend had found the video to be disturbing. At the start of the clip, we can see both partners doing their nightly routine. One's at the foot of the bed, while the other is inside the bathroom. Then, minutes later, the partner who is inside the bathroom joins the
Így szét van
other in
tetoválva.
bed. It
Basszeg.
isn't until seconds
Hát
later
az
that
nagyon
we
szét
see
van
both
varva,
partners
gyerek.
fully in bed. However, it is at this moment that something disturbing is caught on camera. This is what was caught.
Aquí nunca le habría dado esa nota, ¿no? Que muy-
Es que todo fue tan rápido, hermano, todo fue tan rápido. Me
todo estaba tranquilo, ni medio apagan las luces y como que Juanca como que siente algo, no sé, por la espalda. Mira, no, esa me creo que... Uy, ¿lo viste? ¿Viste? Mírame la piel. Mira,
The sheet suddenly pulls itself off the bed. The man then proceeds to check the bathroom, when all of a sudden, he's attacked by something. The woman is also attacked by an unseen force. They then leave the room at once and promptly run to the front door. But then something else happens that has left the couple even more disturbed than before. Take a look.
Ennél jobban hogy lehetnek disturbedek?
No sé, mira.
Mira cómo comienzan a salir más cosas.
Más cositas de esas.
Mira, ya.
Todo ahí de una sola. Todo de una sola.
Fuerte, eso fue como todo el cuarto.
No, es que no, de ahí no termina todo, loco. Es que es en toda la casa. O sea, él tiene que tener rápido esa casa. Yo ya le dije. Es en toda la casa.
Ahí se baja. Ya mira que le toca la barriga.
Mira, ahí es que ya no puede si la bajo en peso, pues la bajo en peso. Mira, oye, son los cuadros. Mira.
Apenas prendió el foco se cayó eso.
Mira, me la piel loco, cómo es el loco. Mira.
Hopp, láttátok? Visszatekerem gyors, meg ott volt a nyíl pedig, de nem biztos, hogy látta mindenki.
Ahí es que ya no puede si la bajo en peso, pues la bajo en peso.
Itt lesz majd, figyelj, itt lesz majd a nyíl, figyelj.
Mira.
Apenas prendió el foco se cayó eso.
Mira, me la piel loco, cómo es el loco.
Ott, bocs, itt volt.
Ahí ya cae, ahí, mira, ahí ya no puede más la china, mira. Mira,
Desde el televisor.
el televisor, hermano. No encontraba las llaves, Juanca, mira, ahí recién encuentro las llaves.
Ott egy másik nyíl, aha.
O sea, es en toda la casa, hermano. Es toda la casa.
Y Juanca la sacó.
Es toda la casa. Es toda la casa. Toda la casa, o sea,
Toda la casa.
ni siquiera pretendo que Juanca se lleve esas cosas, no, para la casa, no.
No, Juanca no quiere regresar, Juanca no quiere regresar. Mira. Uy, eso yo no lo he visto.
Sigue todo.
Eso no lo he visto.
Yo tampoco, sigue
Yo no
todo.
he visto eso.
Sigue todo, hermano, sigue todo.
It's unclear as to whether or not the couple had returned home.
Toda la
But
casa.
given what occurred, viewers think it's best if they stay somewhere else until it's safe to return. Now, as for the footage, one could say that the use of strings had helped pull this off. But because there's so much going on in this video, viewers believe that something other than strings had caused this. As with most videos, this one remains a mystery.
Jó, hát... Nem csak madzagokkal lehet ilyeneket csinálni amúgy.
Agent showcasing a property on camera when something downright creepy is caught on tape. The footage comes from a YouTube channel owned by a real estate broker named Santiago Sanchez, who's been uploading videos of homes that are up for sale. By filming these properties and putting them on his channel, Santiago has been able to sell most homes. However, out of all the homes he's filmed, there's one in particular that he doubts will ever be sold.
Na ez...
On June 15th of 2015,
Ja, mondjuk,
Santiago had
nyilván nekünk a mi rendelkezésünkre csak ez az információ áll, de ebből, amit tudunk, hogy egyébként házakat videóz, úgymond eladásra, és volt egy ház, ami viszont egy ház.
Posted a video unlike any other he's posted before. The video starts off with him standing in front of a house, seeming a bit scared, as he tells us that the owner had warned him not to go inside.
Me han dicho, no entres, pero si quieres ir a grabarla, puedes grabar el vídeo, pero ten mucho cuidado, no salte de la casa rápido.
Akkor hogy a faszba adja el?
Y este es el vídeo.
According to the owner,
Na, ezt
he and
add
his
el,
family
legalább.
had promptly left the house late one night after experiencing strange activity for
Na,
months.
mármint, hogy itt az alaptörténet, amiből így kiindulunk, nyilván lehet ez ugyanúgy kamu, de hogy az alaptörténet, amiből kiindulunk, ez alapból már így sokkal hihetőbb, mint mit tudom én, az indiai faszi, aki ott tapicskolta a földet, aztán segre ült.
Ever since then, the house has been vacant. It wasn't until weeks later that they reached out to Santiago asking for his help in selling their home. Although a house like this is hard to sell, he still showcased the property on the off chance that someone might still buy it. But little does he know that something downright creepy would happen while being inside. Upon entering the property, he smells a strong, foul odor that seems to linger throughout the house. He then walks over to the kitchen and sees that a colony of ants has taken over the sink. Now, according to the owner, there have been sudden infestations of flies and other insects throughout the home, which Santiago finds odd, as the house is practically new and therefore shouldn't have this problem.
Jó, hát ez bármitől
Although
lehet,
strange,
hogy tényleg ez csak
it
az
isn't as odd as what happens later in the footage. Take a look.
No tenía por qué haber ningún tipo de insectos. Estamos en la cocina. Se puede ver cómo ellos vaciaron todos los.
Mondjuk igen, az kicsit érdekes, hogy a szalminőség.
Está todo abierto.
De nem tudjuk, mikor a felvétel. Ne.
No sé qué decir, pero pueden ver todavía.
Ez nem egy mostani videó. Hát egy éves, de az, hogy az eredeti felvétel mikor azt nem tudjuk.
Esto nunca se lo llevaron.
Valószínűleg azért nem annyira rég, hogy ilyen szar legyen, de... Volt mutatva az elején? 6 év? Szia, boskabu. Hát... 6 évhez képest is lehetne jobb a felvétel, de...
Una de las cosas que noto es que hay un olor que está horrible, como podrido.
Jó, lehet, hogy neki nem volt. Ezen a környéken nem biztos, hogy volt.
The owner states that his family has felt a certain presence within this closet and has kept it shut for the longest time, until recently. Feeling a bit spooked,
jó,
he heads over to the other rooms, where he
nem tudom,
begins to feel
Santiagoból
uneasy.
kiindulva
What
azon
happens
a
then has left him baffled.
környéken benne van, hogy azért
This
nem
is
biztos,
what he
hogy volt. Pénzügyi ilyen minőség legyen. Azért annyira nem vészes a felvétel. Santiago a faszi nevet ihany. Ja, hogy Ralph Laureningbe volt, hát akkor viszont ultragáz.
Hay un olor extraño, como podrido en este.
Ha Ralph Laureningbe volt, akkor ez nagyon gagyi.
Este es el otro cuarto, pueden observar. Todavía hay cosas, pertenencias. Bastante raro ahora.
Jó, ezt senki nem mondta, hogy jó neki az üzlet amúgy. Mondjuk igen, az is kicsit gagyi, hogy azért szarozza rendesen nem úgy a lakást. De mondjuk lehet, hogy a hangot utólag leveszi, azt újra kell fel. És ezt amit nem vette le.
Serían marcas, uñas.
Marcas?
De alguien que ha raspado.
Hát igen, ez kb. Hát,
definitivamente son.
Ez a zoom, ez 480p csak közelíti meg.
Que están rayadas las paredes. En varias áreas. Esa es la. Okay.
Ez valami régi szarkamera lehet a hangjában a zoomnak, nem?
Este es el otro. Hay ruidos en la casa, puedo decir, hay ruidos. Ahí hay unos ruidos que estoy oyendo, como unos clac, clac. Es muy extraño.
Hát ezt nem fogja eladni.
Y esto es lo que es la casa. Estas personas estuvieron aquí viviendo unos 2-3 años. Y me llamaron, dijeron que
legalább őszinte, nem? Nem fogja megvenni senki, de legalább nem kamuzik.
Algo raro estaba ocurriendo. Cuando abandonaron la casa, no la abandonaron a las 2 de la mañana. Después de que ocurrió, según ellos, cosas muy raras. Pero bueno, yo he querido venir, grabar el vídeo y
el vídeo,
ver, un poquito, de
un poquito
todo lo que está ocurriendo en esta casa. Yo no creo, pero bueno, esta es la casa. Es muy, muy interesante. Y muy interesante. Mejor me voy saliendo ya de la casa, pero otra vez, si necesitan comprar una casa, siempre miren el historial de las casas, es muy importante.
Jó, amúgy ezek alapján amúgy azért azt mondom, hogy ez full legit, még ha amúgy nem is az, nem? De azt meg nem kamúzik, ráadásul még a végén azt is bemondja, hogy nagyon fontos az is, hogy utána néz a történetének a háznak, bemutatta, tényleg szar, de hogyha valaki mégis meg akar venni, akkor ne vegye meg amúgy, de azért mégis itt van a ház. Érted? Santiago egy elég korrekt ingatlanosnak tűnik. Amúgy. Végül is. A felvétel mondjuk szar, De Santiago elég korrektnek tűnik, nem? Lehet ezért van Ralph Lauren-ingje,
The
mert
chair
amúgy
all of a
elég
sudden
korrekt.
walks on its own. It is at this moment that Santiago decides to leave the premises while trying to keep calm by talking more about the property. The sudden infestation of flies, ants, and other insects, plus the markings on the walls, as well as the foul odor throughout the home, have led viewers to believe that the
Nem
house
az
is
is tűnik,
haunted.
persze.
And of course, the chair moving on its own was enough to convince them that something paranormal had occurred. But, as always, I'll leave it to you to come up with your own conclusion. Like with most videos, the question still remains. What exactly
Mondjuk lehetett, csak nem volt.
This next video speaks for itself. We can see three people who appear to be friends using what looks to be a Ouija board.
Na bazd meg, Luigi
And of
board.
all paranormal videos,
Faszomnak Luigi
those
boardoznak,
involving
bazd
Ouija
meg.
boards often show footage of a session that goes wrong. That being said, this next video is no exception. This is what was caught.
Igen, ez az, amit mondtam, hogy van, amikor így kínosnak érzed azt, amit más csinál, az a cringe, de van, amikor így úgy érzed, hogy ez fasság, amit csinál valaki, akkor nem tudom, hogy milyen szó van erre. Tehát, hogy te érzed azt, hogy ez fasság, amit csinál. Az is az a maci ott fönn a szekrény tetején.
A stuffed toy moves on its own, but it seems that no one had noticed it. That is until later in the video when someone looks over. Whether real or not, viewers believe that it's best to never use a Ouija board, as most videos show that something goes wrong. But of course, what do you
Never
think?
use a Ouija board.
This next video features a family of three who lives in a house that they believe is haunted. The family has experienced many strange occurrences inside this house, but out of all things encountered, there's one incident that is by far the creepiest.
Na, Haxor, te most ne nézz ide.
The video begins with the father of the family
Itt is kölkök
reporting what
vannak.
appears to be a small pool for children. According to him, his son Rowan was playing with mom inside the pool when he points to the house and says that he could see a man in the window.
And right there in that room, that's where Rowan said that he saw a man inside there, and he sat in the pool right here, and he sat there staring up, and he said, "That's a man." And he kept looking in there and said, "There's a man in there." So
if no one had been inside, then who or what did Rowan see?
Jó, hát ki tudja, mit
Rowan's mother
látott,
states that she
nem?
was creeped out by her son's comment, but it's what happened later that day that creeped her out the most. After playing in the pool, they both go inside to dry up, when Rowan walks over to the dining room where the figure was seen and stares at something for a very long time.
Ez parább.
Unsure as to what he was seeing, she asked him if there was something there, to which he nodded and said, "I could see a man with big black hair." He then says that he looks like an airplane, which neither of his parents could understand. But then, after telling us this story, the father goes on to record his son and ask him more questions about this man.
Jó, hát ez a felvétel olyan, mint a kb. 2000-es évekből lenne, szóval.
He hurt his brain? And then what happened? Did he say anything?
Engine! Kösz szépen a 40 000-et.
He hurt his butt?
Now it could be the case that he's just saying whatever comes to mind, as most children do. But what happens later in the video has left both parents baffled. This is what was caught.
This is what was caught.
Do you have anything else to add? He apparently sees a man in there.
A Haxor.
Big man?
Most ne nézz ide.
The father captures footage of his son, who appears to be seeing something.
Sok szerencsét, haver.
Is he there? What's he look like?
He's an airplane.
He always says that. He looks like
an airplane.
There's another man.
He's a black man.
He's a black man? Yeah, okay, he's a black man. Right?
After giving another detail about the man, he walks over to the dining room and sits at the entrance. He then points to the corner and says that he could see the man standing right there. As you might have guessed, the parents can't help but think that their child has seen a ghost. Now, it could be that their son has an overactive imagination and are therefore mistaking an imaginary friend for a ghost. Yet, the following day, the father makes a shocking discovery
De
that
azt
may
mondta,
dispel
hogy
this
többször is azt
notion.
mondta a gyerek, hogy úgy néz ki, mint egy
Take a look.
repülő.
Hi. I just wanted to say that this is the next day after Rowan's been telling us about that ghost that he saw, and we just realized he's been telling us a black man was in here with big hair, with big black hair, and he was in this room. And we didn't know, but we were looking around and we found out that this piece of little furniture, this thing my mom gave us, and we found it in the corner. It's called a unity carving. See? And it's carved from one piece of wood. And look at this that we found on it, and we didn't even know. But speaking of Ghana is in Africa, so we looked up. It's made from all one piece of wood. It's like this artistic thing that it's like hard to make or whatever, they probably get paid very little, which is why they're able to resell these for fairly cheap in the United States. But we think maybe the person who crafted it was the ghost or something, or connected to this. The person connected to this thing was the ghost. Okay, so we just thought I'd add that tidbit in. Okay.
What are your thoughts on this? Is the piece responsible for the man that Rowan sees? Or is it all due to an overactive imagination? Feel free to share what you think. If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video.
Jó, hát mit vonjon le, bazd meg, ez tényleg már olyan összefüggés volt, ami...
This last video was posted by David Stenberg, who owns a dog that, according to him, has been acting very strange. David had filmed the following video and writes, "This is the only recorded example of this behavior, but it has happened in the middle of the night, the middle of the day, and in several rooms of the house. This is what he caught on camera."
Get in here. Get in here.
Igen, a kutya az azért, az azért már na. Én oda be nem megyek, mondja a kutya. Hülye vagy, bassz meg.
Get in here. What is the deal? Astrid, you're freaking me out. Come here. Come here.
Hát azért be nem megyek, bassz meg.
For some reason, David's dog will not go in the room. There doesn't appear to be anything threatening inside, which is odd as his behavior suggests otherwise. Because of this, viewers believe that there was actually something inside the room, but it could only be seen by the dog.
Jó, hát ezt bele látni ebbe azért, de...
The question then becomes, what exactly was being seen? Was an unseen ghost caught on camera, or was something else caught instead? Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Until
Ja, hát
next
ebből
time.
bármi lehet. Ja. Na jól van, viszont szerintem én most megyek. Holnap akkor korábban, és lehet, hogy lesz valami kis is. Játszás, már horror, valami kis horrors. Ne. Mondjuk holnap még elvileg retek meleg lesz, de így se lehet bírni. Igen, Heroes, Tihanynak Heroes. Majd a másik csatornán. Meg hát ugye bekért játékok speedrun mindenképp. Bekért játékok speedrun. Is. Ez végül is igaz. Ja. Na jó van, Tihany tüntessétek el. Ezt megnézhetjük holnap, mert amúgy holnap úgyis ilyen. Ja, szellembaszás. Ja, szóval, ja, nézhetünk még ilyen videókat holnap, meg lehet valami kis horror játék, meg azon kívül még más is. Úgyhogy ja, de most ennyi. Köszi, hogy itt voltatok, nagyon királyok vagytok, puszi mindenkinek. Nagyon jó, hogy itt vagytok, még mindig köszi. Majd rá.